Hi, my name is Paul Perizai, and today I'm going to talk about music I've been creating using the Web Audio API. In my paper, Generative Music in the Web Audio API, I give a brief description of the general structure and technical aspects of a handful of programs I've designed to generate complete pieces of music in a web browser. Today, I'll speak a bit more about my approach to these artworks in terms of both motivation and process, provide a glimpse into some ongoing work, and talk a bit about areas into which I'm hoping to expand the project in the future. For starters, my first and only goal in this work is to make music. While there are a wide variety of applications being built with the Web Audio API, from new and unique synthesis instruments to emulators of popular signal processors to audio engines for games, there seem to be very few that do nothing but make music. In my own work, I attempt to use the Web Audio API as a creative tool in the same way as someone might use any other piece of media production software like Ableton Live, Pro Tools, or Adobe Premiere. My reasons for using the Web Audio API specifically are twofold. The first reason is that unlike digital audio workstations such as Logic, Ableton, or Pro Tools, in which a single file must eventually be exported and distributed in a fixed form, the Web Audio API enables a piece to be created and shared as a program capable of generating a unique output every time it is run. This allows me to engage the capabilities of the computer as something more than a playback mechanism in ways that I personally find incredibly exciting. The second reason for using the Web Audio API, as opposed to software with similar generative capabilities like Max MSP, Pure Data, or SuperCollider, is that it enables programs to be shared via browser, which in general is more accessible and convenient than an exported application. In terms of creative process, nearly every piece emerges from combinations of the results of constant experimentation with the various tools provided by the API. Given the incredibly wide variety of synthesis and compositional techniques made possible by digital audio workflows, the inspiration for these experiments is similarly wide-ranging, and the sounds that result are constantly surprising. Even sounds with a common inspiration or source can be wildly different from one another. Also, as a brief technical note, in order to minimize memory usage and load times, no pre-existing audio files are used. All audio is synthesized in real time within the browser at the moment the start button of a given piece is pressed. Currently, all of the completed pieces I've made are available on my website alongside sample recordings of each of their outputs at paulperizai.net/#/webaudio/. Because of the wide variety of sound generating parameters used to determine the creation of each piece, each individual program is unique from any other, not only in terms of its output, but also in terms of its range of possible output. For example, successive iterations of the piece Community Infinite all sound fairly similar to one another, as the melody played remains exactly the same, while effects parameters are generated with each run to slightly alter the timbre of the synthesizer. As such, the listening experience of each iteration is similar to that of hearing the same piece of classical music played by a different orchestra. On the other hand, pieces like Udex Pastel have more in common with the experience of watching a performance of improvised music, in which a more or less predictable set of timbres, determined by the instruments included in a given ensemble, are deployed in a less predictable manner. As a third example, the piece Edge Customer features a timbre that remains fairly consistent across each run, while the key and rhythm vary significantly. Importantly, to my ear, even the pieces with the most apparent and easily identifiable variation between successive iterations maintain a consistency that allows them to be referred to as the same piece. This raises a number of interesting questions about the identity of an artwork made in this way, and one of the goals of my ongoing work is to see how wide a variety of output a given program can produce. Would it be possible, for example, for people to engage a single program in the same way that they might shuffle songs by their favorite artist or entrust an algorithm with creating a playlist? Might someone put the program on repeat as they would a single song, but with the expectation of hearing something that they liked as opposed to this one thing that they like? These are a few of the many questions that make creating music with the Web Audio API so exciting to me, and that I hope my work will continue to lend insight toward in the future. Alongside these creative goals, some additional directions in which this project is currently moving include updates to and expansions of existing completed pieces, a synthesis library for use in Three.js, and an expansion of my current buffer generation library to incorporate artificial intelligence. So now just to wrap up, if you'd like to take a look at my work, here are all of my relevant links. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to get in touch about, please don't hesitate to send me an email. Thanks so much for your time.